Okay, so here we are on engineering. This is the second area of the game. The first area of the game, everything you saw me go through from starting the game to going basically down this ladder. A quick time for that is around 2 minutes. Obviously you're not going to hit that when you first start, but that's something you kind of want to just shoot for as a general goal. But anyway, yeah, you come down here, maybe you have a tilt or whatever. You'll learn to deal with those. As you get used to the game, it won't be as big of a deal to move around. I should mention that your movement does get kind of weird when you have a tilt. It's only really noticeable when you have very large ones, but sometimes your strafe keys don't behave like you expect them to and other really weird things, but that's kind of not an issue because you'll fix it right away. But yeah, anyway, like I mentioned at the start, one of the first things you want to do is use agility when you start a new level. You basically just want to have that ready as soon as you enter the level so that you can click and have that going to get an extra 2 agility, which speeds you up considerably. One thing I didn't really mention yet because it wasn't important, but it will be important for the rest of the game, is resource management. Now, there's more or less, well, I guess you could say 5 different resources that are really important in this game. The first is nanites, which is your money. It's used almost exclusively for duplicating speed hypos, but we'll get into that when we actually get duplication skill. And cyber modules, which are used for getting skill upgrades. Next is just your psi, because without psi you can't do things like agility, cryokinesis, duplication, relocation, all that good stuff. And of course by extension psi hypos, which you need to refill this. Each one will give you 30 psi, which is quite a lot. And then you have speed boosters, which you're going to be your bread and butter. You're going to want to be using these a lot during the run. It's kind of designed, the route right now is designed around always having speed boosters to use, so that you can always go really fast. What these do is double your speed. I did some testing with this and I'm pretty sure that's how they work. And I really should have checked this before doing this tutorial, but I can't remember quite how long they last. I think it's 15 seconds. It's either 15 or 20, and I'm pretty positive it's 15. So they last quite a while. But in any case, yeah, those are the things you want to look out for. If you just follow the route that I'm going to do exactly, you'll never really have to worry. The only thing that varies if you do everything the same is your psi, and by extension your psi hypos. And that's because with duplication, sometimes it just fails. Even if you charge it, you know, you get the boost on it from charging, it can just fail sometimes, and that'll lose you 3 psi points, because it's a tier 3 skill. So you can have some failures, you know, lose maybe, I don't know, probably up to like 30 psi in a run. So that would mean 10 dupe failures, and that would be like really bad. You usually won't have luck that bad, but other things include maybe wasting psi trying to do clipping tricks with the out of bounds for relocation, since every time you do a relocation you spend 5 placing the marker and 5 teleporting, so that's 10 psi per relocation, so that can be quite costly. But other than that, if things just go well and you do the same things every time, you don't have to really worry too much. Just certain points you want to make sure of certain things, and we'll go over that as we get to them. But yeah, you start the level, you grab this desk, you can go to about this door over here, right here. You can tell you can get pretty far away from objects before the menu closes. See, and then it closes by itself. So as you're moving through here, you want to just grab these 20 nanites and then go through here. As soon as this door opens, you bump into this door and it opens. You want to hit your speed hypo hotkey, which for me is Q, and start using one. And then you want to strafe run down these corridors. Now the engineering deck is really confusing because there's a bunch of these really small corridors that are like in a maze. And the only way I can suggest for you to learn this is just to watch someone do it over and over and over until you figure it out for yourself, I guess. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start here. Just watch how I do this, and that's about it. Oh, sorry, I had a bit of a jump cut there because my computer decided to kill itself. But in any case, yeah, okay. You want to grab this corpse down here, get these cyber modules, You want to jump around this corpse. You have to hit that door to open it. You want to get the cyber modules off this corpse as you're going by, and you want to use this door. Code to this door: 34760. You want to strafe into here. Now, this room's kind of complicated. You want to pick up some things that we'll use later in the run. You want to pick up the you want to pick up the next to last circuit board here on this end. You can't really see it, but oh, my game crashed. That's one of the things that happens in this game. It doesn't happen that often to most people, but it seems to happen to me really often. So I'm glad I got to show that in the tutorial. If that happens to you, just pray it's not in a run. The game isn't the most stable thing ever, sadly, but what can you do? So this gives me a chance to show what you do if you have a tilt, and you get to see it again. So here we go. This is what it would look like normally. Oh, see? Normally your mouse cursor would be more over here-ish, so you could grab that faster, but... Grab the cyber modules, jump, and then change your view. That's a good place to do it. And then get the cyber modules, open the door. Get the second from last, or get the next to last one. And you'll see it gives you 10 cyber modules if you got the right one. Then in the same, you want to jump once and you want to grab these two antimony chemicals like this. And you'll see I picked up both of those. And then you want to come over here and you want to grab one of these V's and then leave. And use another speed hypo. You have to jump to hit this door, by the way, when you're small. That's why I do that. You want to go around this way, like this, left, zigzag here a little bit. Get to this door, it's 59004. Grab this, grab this, grab this. Now here's another part that changes a little bit. If you're doing no out of bounds, I'm not actually sure if you need this or not, because I haven't tested it yet, but oops, I fell. That's another thing. Everyone's talking right now. You can grab this corpse through the ground like this to pick up the cyber modules that are here. If you're doing out of bounds tricks, you don't need these 5, I know for sure. I'm not sure if you need them without out of bounds or not, but I'm gonna go ahead and pick them up just because why not? It usually takes no time to pick those up anyway, so it just saves a tiny amount. When you come out of there, you usually want to use another speed hypo. Go around this way, through here, still strafe running, jump over this stuff. It's kind of hard. Grab these, grab the psi hypo, grab the card off this guy, open this door, come into here, grab all the stuff in here, this corpse and these two lockers, and grab, okay, if you're doing out of bounds, you want to grab this armor. If not, you don't need it, but I'm going to go ahead and pick it up. And here's where we get to psi. See, since we started on it on impossible, that allows us to die really fast and do the invincibility trick. However, we can't afford psi skills because the psi prices, in fact the cyber modules needed for all the skills in the game, go up a lot on impossible difficulty. So this is the point in the game, or you can do this beforehand, as long as it's after the invincibility glitch. Go to your options, go to game, set it to easy, and then you can just hit escape twice. And then we check and see suddenly we can afford duplication, which is just go to 3, click the tier, and then click the skill. And as you're leaving here, you want to charge dupe and try to get a speed hypo. You'll usually have enough time to do 2 charge dupes. What you want to go by here, if the first charge dupe succeeds, do another charge dupe, and whether it succeeds or not, it doesn't really matter. If your first charge dupe fails, just do quick dupes, which means don't charge it, just like rapid fire, use the psi skill, and then click right away, and then close your menu, or your inventory I should say, until you get one duped. You just need 2 going into this next area, but if you can get 3 with 2 charged dupes, then that's even better. In any case, you want to go into this next area like this. I'm immediately going to tap my psi tier 1 skill key twice, and that'll get me back to agility, and then use agility like basically while I'm still falling in midair. Now this changes majorly depending on whether you're going to do out of bounds or not, because if you're going to do out of bounds, you're going to spend the rest of the run close to the ground like this. If you're not going to do out of bounds, you're going to basically get out of the ground right now. People have been saying get out of the ground for a long time. Technically right now your character model isn't in the ground in any sense of the word. You're just laying on top of it and you're really close to it. But in any case, I'm going to go ahead and show both ways, but I'm going to do most of the run small because doing it small or large, the only difference is mostly that being smaller is harder for the most part. The route is the exact same. So since there's some specific tricks that only apply to when you're small to do things, I'm going to show those off. And to do the non-out of bounds route, you would just do the exact same thing, except you would be standing up, basically. So first I'm going to show how to do it the easy way and the old way, but it's also the way you do it for not out of bounds. So the way you do it like that is you wouldn't pick up that armor we picked up in the last room. You want to just stand here and face like this. You want to drop your hazard suit you picked up earlier, right here, and then I'll put it sideways like this. After that you want to, I hope I didn't push it too far because this has to be kind of placed correctly. You want to jump and basically mantle onto the back of it, and that'll make you stand up again like this. And then you want to mantle onto the top of it like this, and yeah, you see, if you fall through it after doing that, it means you put it too far forward. So we're going to try dropping this again, although it's kind of hard when you're not close to the ground. So I'm going to try this. Oops, a little bit too close to the wall there. Yeah, you can see this is kind of not a very good science here at this point. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm going to go ahead and load the autosave so we can try this again. Use agility. Let this open. Throw down the suit. Go around it. Oops, I pushed it again. Damn. I haven't done this method in quite a while, as you might be able to tell. I've only been doing the out of bounds route for like half a week, and I haven't practiced this like at all. So it's kind of hard not to push it. But yeah, you jump on top of it like this. And when you're on top of it, you want to use a speed hypo and immediately sort of run forward a little bit and jump. What this does is it skips a trigger that loads a cutscene that's very long. It's fairly low to the ground. It's only about as tall as this suit is, but it's very wide. It goes to about that line that I'm pointing at right there on the ground. So to skip it, you have to like go pretty far over it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now if I can. Use speed hypo and then run forward and jump, and you'll see I jumped right over it. And if I back up, I hit it. So yeah. In any case, after that you go around here, you want to switch to cryokinesis and just go along this hallway. Sometimes that monkey will open doors for you. You want to blow up these because when you come back down this grav shaft, these barrels will be in the way otherwise. You want to go up this grav shift. I keep saying lift and shaft at the same time, and press this button. But since I'm going to be showing the what do you call it? The or I should say the out of bounds route, I'm going to have to reload a save all the way back here and where I'm not out of the ground yet and show you how to do it the other way. So yeah, I'll see you then. Okay, so here we are again. We're going to go ahead and do this trick, the out of bounds route, which involves using both these pieces of armor. Now, strictly speaking, you wouldn't need to have both these armors. You just need something that'll block one of these doors and hold it open. But since you basically pick up that hev suit almost for free anyway, this is a good place to use it, and it blocks the door without having to do precise positioning because it's so big. But you want to drop it over here and block this door. You kind of want to back up and spin around. And the exact placement for this isn't strict, but you want to throw down the combat armor somewhere around like this position. You can be like way over, like from here to here, and like from like almost here to like all the way back here. So it's like not strict at all, but you just want to throw it down. What is strict is you want to be trying to aim as straight towards this wall as possible. You want to, I'll go ahead and do a quick save. Pop a speed hypo, move towards this door to open it, back up. You want to run at this at an angle like this and jump right before you get to it. So like this. And if you're lucky, you'll bounce right over the trigger like that. Then you just continue like you saw earlier. Just gonna slide along here. Go up those. Go up this grav shaft. Go over here. And since you're so small, you kind of have to like jump up over this and then hit the button to go up the lift. While you're going up this lift, you want to dupe as many speed hypos as possible. If you can, get all the way up to 6, but you usually don't have time. I only got up to 4. Press that button as you jump off, and try to dupe one more in the time you have. As you scroll up to this, you want to look straight up so you can actually hit this. Drag the circuit board, place it in, use the speed hypo and leave. Go ahead and start charging another dupe there if you don't have enough, and then if you have 5 at this point, that's all you need. Then leave this way. You need to make sure to go really faster because this cutscene starts playing, and if you don't hit the button before that cutscene, or I should say if you hit the button after the cutscene starts, obviously you're going to lose all the time. So you have to make sure to get out of there really fast. After that, you just want to come back the way you saw me coming, the same way we came in, and instead you want to go up this grav lift here, and go out here, and open this door. The code is 15061. Press this panel, and then leave again. And you fall back down, and then we just keep heading back the way we came in. Back around this way. Grab this corpse, get the nanites as you're moving. Use the speed up here. Grab the nanites off this corpse really fast. Grab the nanites off this corpse really fast. Grab the sibes off this corpse really fast as you pass. Hit that button, hit this button. As you get to the top of this ladder, mash crouch to get off of it properly. Go down here. Around here your speed hypo runs out, use another one. Go down this way, hit this panel. You'll see it activates a lot because I'm using the scroll wheel. Go across to the opposite side. Activate, or I should say first you grab off this corpse, there's nanites on it. Hit that panel, leave again. And then go up this elevator right here. And then dupe while you're going on this elevator. You want to try to get up to 5 here. Okay, then use the speed hypo, hit that panel, and then leave. Here's another thing that changes if you're doing no out of bounds. You're going to want to go to the store, and you'll be tall and whatever, but the code is, let's see if I can remember, 94834. And press this panel. If you're doing out of bounds, you don't need to do that. You just fall down here. Press this, and then leave. Sometimes the hatch will stay open, and you don't need to press the button. And you want to just come right back out. This is the way we came in. Switch to agility somewhere before this, and then go up this ladder. And since we lowered this lift earlier, since we're doing the out of bounds route, we'll come into this area, immediately use agility, and then sort of straight front at this lift and press the button so the lift goes up as we get onto it. Open the elevator, press the button, and then go to hydro. And that's it for the first part, or I should say that's it for engineering. So at this point you'll see we have 5 nanites. That's only because we picked up the 5 I said that aren't really necessary in the out of bounds route, otherwise we would have 0. And you should have 37 cyber modules. And at some point before this you could use the psi hypo since we're getting low. Basically anytime you have 30 less than your maximum, feel free to use one with your hotkey usually. And what's important is you should have 4 speed hypos at this point. And your chemicals here, your 2 antimony and your 1 vanadium that you picked up in the chemical storage room. If you have extra crap in your inventory, don't worry about that. You'll have time to dump it soon. But that's it for this video since we've covered quite a lot. And I'll see you in the next one. See you then.